So we do paperwork for you.
Okay.
So the disadvantage of going with an agent, they would reduce your pay. And
Yeah, you just did. Hi everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I have a special guest in the house. Like I always promise you, I will always bring in guests that will talk about employment for nurses in other country. And my guest today is, most of you know her face, but today we are talking about something special, and I'm going to let my guest introduce herself and let you know what we're going to be talking about. My guest, please introduce yourself.
Thank you very much. My name is Priscilla Kuma. I'm a registered nurse. I come from Ghana. I grew up in Nigeria and I live in America. So
Wow.
I've been around all these countries. I'm married to somebody from a different country out of these three. So I'm a mixture of different countries. Sometimes my Nigeria accent comes out. Sometimes my Ghana accent comes out. So I'm a registered nurse. I have a YouTube channel. I'm sure most of you have seen my video around. If you haven't, my channel name is Priscilla Kuma Registered Nurse. Subscribe to my channel for very good information about nursing in America if you want to work in America. So basically, I'm a YouTuber, I'm a nurse, I'm a married woman too.
That's awesome. I love your energy and adding family, work, YouTube. That's great. Yeah. My first question for today is, what is your agency all about? I joined your I have been following you for like more than 6 months now, and I joined your Telegram group. Guys, I'm still going to leave the Telegram group on in the description section so you can join if you want to. So I saw you talk about employment in America. So I want you to let the audience to know about what your agency is all about.
Okay, thank you very much for having me on your channel, and thank you for following me for this long and being in my Telegram group, and thanks for reaching out. So just to say that when I came to America, I was already a nurse in Ghana. I had about over 7 years experience back then. I've been a nurse for close to 12 years, believe it or not. Yes,
Wow.
I've been a nurse for close to 12 years. I don't look it. But yes, so I was already a nurse in Ghana before I came to the USA. I came to the USA through my husband to be with my husband. So I did not come
Wow.
to any nursing agency or any profession. I came to the marriage visa. And when I got here, I had to do my nursing paperwork to be able to work in USA. And I did not find any information online from somebody who schooled in West Africa, from somebody, any YouTuber from Ghana, Nigeria. There was nothing like that. It took me 2 years to figure it out. Whilst working as a CNA, a nursing assistant for 2 years, I was working on my paperwork to become a registered nurse again in America to be able to write American license. You cannot practice nursing in America without a license. And most countries, you can't practice nursing, you need a license. Okay. So after I struggled, I began helping people, helping friends, family, and I can't reach everybody. So I decided to put the team aside. So that is just a backstory of my consult. And to clarify, it's a processing firm. It is not an agency. I would explain that.
Oh,
So
okay.
my consult is called USRN, basically US for USA, RN for registered nurse, USRN Pathway Consult, basically UPC. And we have a website, www.usrnpathwayconsult.com. So Julia is going to also leave that in the description box. So that is the consult. I put together a team. And who do we help? We help nurses who are general nurses, midwives, or psychiatry nurses or mental health nurses as they call them. If you want to work in USA and you do not know where to start from, the paperwork is very cumbersome. USA journey is very, very long. It's not like the UK. It can take you between 2 to 3 years. And if you don't figure something out, you make one mistake, that mistake can cost you at least another 6 months delay. So you want to make sure you get your documentation right. So we're a processing firm. We do your paperwork for you up at until the point you write the USA licensure. They call NCLEX. NCLEX is all over the place. NCLEX is the USA nursing licensure. Without writing NCLEX, you cannot practice nursing in America. So we do paperwork for you. You fill out the forms, you choose a state, board of nursing, you submit your documents, you evaluate them, you do all that for you. And then you take NCLEX tuition, NCLEX class, or you study on your own, and then you write NCLEX, the USA licensure. Fortunately, unfortunately for my fellow Africans, The whole of the African continent, there's only one place you can write NCLEX, and that is in South Africa.
Yes.
And that has caused a lot of delay. It's expensive. It will not cost you less than $1,000 to go to South Africa and back, get your visa, book a hotel, food, transportation to the examination center, and all that. So that has a lot affected most of Africans. And we are hoping and pushing that one day we'll find another
Yeah.
center in West Africa, either Ghana, Nigeria, and East Africa. I'm sure East Africa will get one way before us, because
Yes.
almost all the recruiters are trooping in Kenya to hire people in Kenya. And we are hoping that one day they'll come to West Africa as well. So basically, we are processing firm. If you are a registered nurse, if you are a midwife, if you are a psychiatric nurse, we hear midwives cannot work in America. You can in certain states, and we know
Oh,
where to take you to pass to be able to work in America. And
wow.
requirements, what do we need from you? If you want to enroll, you need to be a registered nurse in your home country. If you're working from Malawi, Zimbabwe, Kenya, Ghana, Nigeria, be a registered nurse that have gone to an accredited nursing school and
Okay.
have the certificate to show that you went to a nursing school, be it a diploma or bachelor's, BSN or BNSC. Make sure you have a diploma, normally 3-year diploma or a 4-year degree based on the country you are, and then at least 1 year experience. Be a nurse, have a license, have a certificate, have at least 1 year experience. There are so many recruiters who are recruiting like Evans, Ogilvy Python, and Co. But their requirements are so high, they want you to be in like
Yes.
100-bed capacity hospital. And you are in some outpatient with 20 beds or even 5 beds. Does that
Mm,
mean that you cannot realize your American dream? No. So my consult is here to step in. We don't require bed capacity or any, no. So far as you write the licensure, you would find a job. It
mm-hmm.
doesn't matter where you are working, small hospital, district hospital, bigger hospital, no. If you claim
Mm-hmm.
you're a nurse and you have documents to prove it and you want to work in America, we will work with you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go to the agencies, they're asking you for bachelor's degree, 4-year degree. You did not go to university, you did not go to college, you don't have that.
Mm-hmm.
You have diploma. Unfortunately for my fellow Nigerians, most of the agencies that are recruiting from your country are looking for degree nurses.
Yes.
First degree. And because you have a diploma, they've cut your American dream short. You cannot put your
Yes.
destiny in somebody's hands. You should always be in charge to control.
Yes.
Even though my agency is self-sponsorship, you're going to pay all the process, the bills by yourself.
Yeah.
It is worth it at the end of the day. When you get a chance to come to America, it is worth it. So we process your documents, you study for NCLEX, you go to South Africa, you write NCLEX, 48 hours, you find the results online, you pass. Then we give it to recruiters who are in America. There are two types of recruiters. One will take you through all this process and then
Mm-hmm.
bring you to America, and you are bonded to them. You have to work on the contract for 2 to 3 years. Some have been 5 years contract.
Wow.
No. And the other recruiter is looking for someone who has passed NCLEX and give you
Oh,
a direct hire job. So
okay.
we help you pass NCLEX and we give it to recruiters who will give you a direct hire job. If I say direct hire job, what do you mean? Direct hire job is that the hospital I am working in now, if I go to work on Monday, the hospital I'm going to, whatever that hospital is paying me per hour, you would also get the same pay per hour. But if
Okay.
you come through an agency, you are bonded to them. They would reduce
Okay.
your salary and be deducting it from your source for
Oh,
2 to 5 years. So
okay.
the disadvantage of going with an agency that will sponsor your trip, your NCLEX, your everything in South Africa, they would reduce your pay and take it for 6,000 work
Oh,
hours. That is equal to 3 years of
oh,
working. So I always
wow.
encourage people, if all the odds are working against you, you don't work in a 100-bed capacity, you don't work in an acute care setting. They always tell you be in a med surg floor. You don't have that. But you're also a nurse. You have the documents. Find the
Mm,
money. The good thing is that we are not taking all that money in bulk. I shared on my YouTube channel the cost
yeah.
of the process, and you can do stage by stage. You just don't have to wait for too long, because if you register now to evaluate your documents, they should
Mm-hmm.
get your documents within 12 months. If not, it will expire. But you can pay that stage, wait. When you get another money, you send a form to your school, your nursing school of study, for them to endorse. You return it, they will return the form. Your school has to return the form to the evaluation company. You cannot return it. And then you send one to the nursing council of your country. They will also endorse it and send it. So you'll be paying stage by stage. If you cannot afford NCLEX class, you can go on YouTube and be watching videos. There are NCLEX tutors that teach online for free. You can study. I did not go to any class. I was working full time, 40 hours, but I still studied and passed it one time. So
Wow.
basically, that is what my consult is about. And I have a Telegram group in which someone like you is in there. So the opportunities that I shared on my Telegram group,
Wow.
I shared a lot of nursing assistant jobs too, but I do not work with nursing assistants. The nursing assistant jobs that I share are agencies that are looking for nurses who are willing to take a step back and work as CNA, nursing assistant.
Okay.
Because the NCLEX process is so long, they want to bring you to America. Whilst you work on your NCLEX process, you'll be working as a CNA.
Okay.
Do
Okay. I
you get
understand.
it? Yes. Because if they want to
Mhm.
leave you in Africa to do all this process, it's going to take about 18 to 36 months, between two
Wow.
to 3 years. And in the meantime, they will want to bring you and give work as a nursing assistant. Nursing assistant, the word is self-explanatory. You are assisting a nurse. You are not a nurse
Mhm.
until
Mhm.
you get your licensure to work as a nurse. So people are going through that route because they think it's quicker. But immigration time is the same, though they can do premium processing for your visa. Immigration is still, US immigration process is still long. Getting a
Yes.
visa and a whole lot is still long. But if
Very
you pass NCLEX and you find a recruiter and say, I have NCLEX, all the recruiters should be rushing you, and you will now be confused because they will all have packages. Some have sign up bonus. We'll give you $10,000 if you come to us. We'll give you accommodation for 3 months. They all have deals. Then
wow.
you, who did a sponsorship, will have a bargaining power to be able to decide who you want to go with. Mind you, they'll bring your family and your kids below 21 years, and you have the bargaining power. But if the agency brings you, you are bonded to them. Whatever they are paying you, you have no say.
Mhm. Mhm. Oh wow, that's so interesting. So you made mention of you have to be registered nurse um for you to apply. So let's look at those studying in Europe, for instance, like in Poland. Our clinical and practicals is more like working in the hospital. Your
Yes.
consult regarded as experience, and also the register being a registered PIN, because we have to write to NMC in Poland. They will give us our PIN for us to work in other countries. Based on this profile, are we allowed to apply?
Yes, so that is a good question. So if it sounds similar to the UK trained nurses, you don't write licensure after nursing school. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Also, my fellow Africans back home in Ghana, Nigeria, after you're done with nursing school, you do 1 year of national service or NYSC, something like that,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
before you
Yes.
are given your license. We consider
Mm-hmm.
that national service or NYSC as part of your 1 year experience.
Wow.
If you
Wow.
finish school and you don't have a job at the moment, but you have a license, you have a PIN, and you
Wow.
did that NYSC or national service, we consider it as 1 year experience. Even there are recruiters out there, the shortage in America is crazy. There are recruiters out
Yeah.
there that are not even looking really at your work experience anymore. They'll bring you and do some crash training and adaptation for you quickly to be able to work. That's possible. Yes. So your clinical hours back in Poland can also count as experience.
Okay.
Yes, so
Okay.
far as you have the license, it will count. Yes.
Okay. So I want to still point it out so that my viewers, if I heard you correctly, you said those in Africa, their 1 year NYC practical is regarded as experience. So
Yeah.
as long as they have their PIN,
Mm-hmm.
their license, so they are free to apply. They can apply.
Yeah.
I mean, they are eligible to apply.
Eligible. Yes.
Then those from Europe, like Poland, as long as you have clinical hours while studying, and also the nursing board in Poland is able to give you your PIN, you are eligible to apply.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love that.
Yes.
Because
So
when I was in your Telegram group, I was not getting it right. So I
oh,
was like, what?
Yeah, you
Wow,
won't.
that's good.
There are a lot of messages that you won't get it. So yeah. So ideally, after you get your license, you should be working. But if circumstances around you did not permit you to have a job, you didn't find a job after school, or you had a medical challenge, or something happened, you couldn't work. That doesn't mean that your certificate that you acquired as a nursing student should go waste. As a nursing
Yes.
school graduate should go waste. You should be able to work with it. Yes. And I said there are courses that you can learn, training, you'll be trained on the job. American orientation is about 3 months intensive orientation. And if you're a smart person, you catch up and build up, because the educational system is entirely different. You would still, even if with your 20 years experience in Africa, trust me, you still have to come down and
Yes.
be like someone fresh from school. If not, you wouldn't know anything. You have to come down, listen to advice, listen to training, ask questions. If you do something, it backfires, it's gonna affect your license. You might go to jail.
Yes. Yes. Wow, you've said a whole lot of things now. How is life working in America? I think you've talked about it. Maybe you can just give us a
So
brief
yeah.
of that.
So life as a nurse in America can be very challenging. As I
Mhm.
said, there's a big difference in the educational system. We can't do anything about it. It's not our fault that we don't have the gadgets and the education that they have here. And
Mhm.
you would be trained. And when you want to learn, you would learn. It's entirely different. You're gonna have culture shock, even not as a nurse. Landing at the airport in the country alone is entirely different. It's different going to a new environment. The weather will also be different. Where I am, it snows a lot, so you prepare for the winter and dress
Mhm.
up. Sometimes you dress up and you are still freezing. You can't do anything about that. The
Mhm.
the people look different, sound different. Sometimes they are speaking and you have to open your ears to hear the American accent.
Yes.
Sometimes they make a joke that is funny and you can't catch the joke because that is not
Yes.
your
Yes.
type of joke where you're coming from. But
Mhm.
just make sure you have a good social system, a good support actually.
Mhm.
Still have communication with your friends and family back home, because you're gonna need it. Don't say because you live in America you blocked everybody in
Yeah.
your past. No,
Mhm.
you'll be in the house and there'll be nobody for you to talk to. Even if you have 10 kids and a wife and a husband, you're still gonna be very lonely and bored. You have to find something to occupy you. My favorite hobby is creating content. That is how my whole YouTube thing came to be. Keeps
Yes.
me busy, keeps me on the toe. I don't have any rest at all. After work, I have to go to my studio and shoot videos like this. So life in general is good. The money is good, no two ways. People always know
Mhm.
American pays well, but the money doesn't come easy. The hours are long.
Yes.
The hours are extremely long. They can do 12 hours, you can do 16 hours. Some do overnight. The shifts are
Wow.
all over the place. And
Wow.
you have to be very, very time conscious. You have to be very, very cautious. There are certain things you cannot do or say, or else somebody will accuse you of sexual harassment or something.
Yes.
So yeah, it's a very different ball game, but in general, it's been worth it. It's a great opportunity, especially if you have younger kids and you want a better life from them for them. This is the time to start your application process. I always say, whether you do it or not, the 2 years, 3 years length would always pass, and you wish you had done it. And the longer you stay, the more it becomes difficult. The more
Yes.
you have, and you are now trying to migrate all these kids. You've had 4 or 5 kids. The
Yes.
longer you wait for everything, it gets worse. But
Yes.
generally, do not give up. You can do the same process by yourself if you really watch our videos that we put out there for you. But if you don't
Yes.
want the headache, you can come to my consult to help you. And
Yes.
also, if you can't afford the self sponsorship, please
Mhm.
go ahead and go to the agencies. They'll bond you maximum after 3 years. You'll be free to move on and do whatever you want to do if you cannot afford it. Don't let self sponsorship stop your journey. I'm selling
Mhm.
a product. I'm vouching for my product, but I will not say because I'm selling my product, I will tell you there are no options. There are options. You can do it all by yourself if you do a lot of research, or you can come to my consult and we'll do it for you. Or you can go to the recruiters, they'll bring you over, they'll take some of the cost. But trust me, those recruiters, even the percentage they are paying for is so small. They'll
Yes.
say,
Very
oh,
small.
yeah, we'll fill this form for you, it costs 200. You go and write the exams is 700. So
Yes.
you are doing self sponsorship in disguise. They just
Mhm.
yeah, you're just literally doing self sponsorship. Sometimes they've only spent $1,000 on you, and you have spent about 3,000. So why don't you just close your eyes a little bit and raise that 1,000? So life
Mhm.
in America is it's okay generally. You're bored, stay in touch with your friends, have a social life, do things for yourself. You can be in your house and entertain yourself if you have to. If you know, watching movies, playing music, knitting, crocheting, doing YouTube content, doing wig, whatever, anything that keep you
Yes.
busy. There are activities
Mhm.
out there, especially summertime. There are so many things you can travel.
Yes, so many.
Country is beautiful. You can travel, watch nature, waterfall, anything at all. I recently came back from Canada and it was worth it. So you can always plan your life and always make space to have fun and relax.
Yes, very important.
Yeah, you'll be working. We know we have money, financial burden. We have people at home calling us for money, friends, family
Yes,
depending on us. But you need to prioritize yourself,
yeah,
prioritize your sanity, your mental health first. You need
very
to be
important.
okay and comfortable here. You cannot be here renting and be building mansion in Nigeria or Ghana. How many times
It's,
have you
it's,
been
it's
here?
common in among Nigerians,
How
most
many times
especially the eastern parts of Nigeria. They you see them suffering here, but they'll kind of boast like, "Do you know how many houses I have in Nigeria? Do you know how many houses?" I'll be like, "What? This is you,
still,
not
you
me."
cannot be renting here and be
Crazy.
building mansion, 10 bedroom house for your family members to live inside. Prioritize yourself. Get a comfortable house or comfortable something before you be doing project home. You go home once a year if you're lucky. You stay there for 2 weeks and you come back,
Yes,
close the
yes.
door. So these are just some of my advice I've learned over time. I've been in here for some years. I'm an American citizen, so there's certain mistakes.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm an
I'm happy
American
for
citizen.
you.
Yes, so my job is to educate people, advise people. Now that they have my channel, they wouldn't make some of the mistakes some of us make on this endless journey. So thank you very much for the
Thank
question.
you so much for honoring my invitation. So that brings us to the end of this video. Thank you so much. You've answered everything. You've answered everything.
I've been doing this for some years, so now I know.
Yeah, you just did it. You just know what I want to ask, and you just
Yeah,
getting into it.
I've been doing this for some years, so it
Thank
just comes
you so
natural.
much.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you